All right. Hey, gang. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Periscope. So, welcome, everybody. Wasn't planning to go live this morning, but I saw the news. Hat tip goes to Terry Johnson because it came from her email that I got that Instagram is adding landscape video for IGTV. Hadn't heard, I wasn't online a lot yesterday, but I really hadn't heard much about this. So kind of comes as a surprise to me. I thought Instagram's strategy was to really push the vertical and make that sort of unique about IGTV and having people create videos just for IGTV that don't necessarily look like videos that they're posting elsewhere. And it also aligns with Instagram stories, which are very popular, and the video there is in vertical as well. But obviously, that isn't necessarily the case. I don't know. It could be a lack of success on the part of IGTV. Perhaps it wasn't getting the traction that they had hoped. Perhaps users who were actually enthusiastically using it felt that they would benefit from using horizontal video and posting that horizontal or landscape video on IGTV. Could have been a response to those users who were more enthusiastic or who said, if you provided this, then we could put it there. Certainly, horizontal video is better for certain uses. Talk shows look better in horizontal video. They look better in landscape. Side by side looks nicer than above and below. Sports, obviously, the wider view lets you capture more of the action that's going on the court or on the field. Any type of action, really, any type of action and movement video, travel videos showing landscape and scenes, and natural settings and all that kind of stuff. Even walks through the city and city environments and tourism and all that kind of stuff. Certainly, landscape is the better way to go most of the time. You get that you just pick up more video and people can see things in context. The vertical video is very personal. It's up close. I think it's great for behind the scenes access. It's great for the solo rant. There's certain things just people want to share what's going on in their life. I think vertical is much like what we put on Instagram stories, but it's taken a little further, a little more in depth. Of course, you can do all types of productions with vertical. We go live with vertical on Instagram. Some people go live on Facebook with vertical or live on Periscope with vertical. And other people use horizontal on those platforms. But vertical is certainly has a place. It's going to stick around because of the cell phone and the natural orientation of the cell phone. But when you think about repurposing video, you typically think about shooting your video horizontally or in land, or as they call it, landscape. And the reason you do that is because you think about putting it on YouTube. And you may want to embed it on your website. And it just looks better that way. It looks more professional. It's what people expect. And perhaps rather than taking on YouTube, which I think was perhaps the challenge, that IGTV was going to pioneer this sort of vertical video, this vertical video charge, right? And they were going to lead the charge. And, vertical video would become the thing and everybody would be creating for vertical. And I know when Instagram first came out with IGTV and I was doing a show like this, I would often have my phone set up and be recording it in vertical in addition to broadcasting live in landscape. And sometimes I'd even be going live in vertical to Instagram while I was delivering the content in horizontal landscape to Facebook. And in fact, I even have different pieces of my setup, my audio setup at home to get that audio from this mic without needing, to pick it up just from the phone and get it into the phone from my mixer and all that stuff. It didn't end up being something that was a priority. Prioritizing Instagram, IGTV in particular. While I prioritize Instagram as far as posts go, if I have something to share, I often think of Instagram first, particularly if it's a picture or a short video. But as far as vertical video and IGTV, that sort of dropped off as far as something to think about. Is that where I'm going to be going? Is that where I need to repurpose my video or make sure that I have video for IGTV? Just haven't been using it that much, to be honest. And I think a lot of people have kind of come to the same conclusion about it. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Daniel. Good to see you watching on Facebook. Appreciate it. If you're watching on the other platforms, we appreciate that as well. Would love to know what you think of the changes to Instagram. It wasn't something, and again, I wasn't online a ton yesterday, but it wasn't something that I saw, a lot about. It wasn't really big news in the way that I would have expected it to be. I didn't see in my news feed people talking about it or anything like that. Got an email from Terry Johnson, her daily email, and it mentioned it. And I then saw New York Magazine had an article, I think about a half an hour ago or an hour ago, in which they said IGTV is basically YouTube. And I thought, on their best day, they could hope to be. Okay, so here we are. Hopefully, we are back live. I will start a new live if I need to. So we will see. Okay, so I'm getting the word that I'm back. So I am on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and Periscope and YouTube. Hopefully, didn't go down on all those, but I turned my Wi-Fi on. I believe perhaps it was an issue with the Ethernet cord, but I don't know that for sure. Usually, you want to blame the platform, but StreamYard has been so reliable that I can't blame StreamYard. I'm blaming myself first. And Switchboard Live has been super reliable for going out to all these different destinations, so I can't blame them either. So back to what I was talking about as far as Instagram making a big change to IGTV and adding landscape video. And again, my first thought was that maybe this means, IGTV just wasn't getting the traction. Certainly, myself and other people that I've talked to were excited about it in the beginning, made sure to shoot vertical video in addition to horizontal video, to have something to put on IGTV. If we were capturing a show or a moment or something like that. And over time, most of us, I think, sort of fell off with really paying attention to what was going on with IGTV. So I think that's my first take on it. It may be that there are that there are people who um, who demanded or asked for uh, landscape video, who said that that would be the factor that would get them to put more on. As I mentioned, there are certain use cases where just horizontal is better. Landscape is better for talk shows. Side by side is better than one person on the top and one person on the bottom. Landscape is certainly better for sports. You can get a wider view of the field or the court or the ice. It's better for any type of travel, tourism, city, a city street scene, anything like that. The wider view, just you get more in the picture. Now, vertical has its place, and it's great for these type of very personal videos, behind the scenes videos, just taking a moment to talk to people, sort of what you would do with stories, but in an extended sense. So as I was mentioning before, um, New York Magazine just had an article that went up within the last hour, and it said basically IGTV is YouTube. And my first thought upon seeing that is they wish they were YouTube. I mean, they're not YouTube. Let's be serious. I mean, they may be YouTube in what they're offering now, but in that way. But they're not YouTube yet. I mean, YouTube is they're not. There was a thought that maybe vertical would be the new thing, and that people would be repurposing video and creating video just for IGTV. And as we've seen, that isn't the case, I think, with most creators. They're focused on a YouTube strategy first. If they are YouTubers or video creators creating and uploading video, YouTube is first, not IGTV. A lot of people live stream to YouTube. They take advantage of the super chat if they have enough people, or they multi-channel stream, and live streaming isn't available on IGTV. If you live stream to Instagram, often you're doing it on a second device. If you're doing this type of broadcast on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope or Twitch. So it didn't exactly fit most people's workflow. So now I wonder, are more people going to think about repurposing landscape content that they might, like live streams like this? Perhaps if something cool happens here, I might go, okay, maybe I'll put this on YouTube. Would I also think to put it on IGTV now that I don't have to bother to create a vertical video out of it? Maybe. I guess I'd have to test it and see if there's more traction, if there's more comments, if there's more engagement, if there's more value than I was maybe finding before. Because you have only so much time in the day, and it comes to where you're going to put your priorities. And while you want to be everywhere, and certainly that's why I'm doing the multi-channel streaming right now, realistically, you only have so many places to repurpose. So, in my workflow, there's uploading to YouTube when I'm done, or uploading clips, or uploading a segment, say from a show that has multiple interviews. There's cutting up little clips to share on Instagram, to share in stories, to share maybe perhaps on LinkedIn or on Twitter. And so, and you can make a podcast from video shows. So does IGTV become part of that workflow? I mean, if time was a factor, I still think making a square video and putting it in your Instagram feed is probably the more valuable way to go. I just want to say hello to some people watching on Facebook. Dr. Akina Finch, who I had a great conversation with yesterday, is here. She is putting together the great Social Power Summit, and you can actually get your free pass. It's a vertical. I'm taking horizontal, vertical. It is a virtual summit, and you can get your free pass. Livestreamuniverse.com/social power summit, livestreamuniverse.com/social power summit. I am one of the speakers. I'll be speaking about live streaming. So check that out, get all the information, see the other speakers, and go ahead and get your free virtual ticket. Livestreamuniverse.com/social power summit. Thanks to everybody for joining us. I see Carlos Phoenix, Megan Collier, have commented. Daniel Roberts, thank you for joining us on Facebook, and welcome to everybody watching on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope and Twitter. We are talking about IGTV, adding landscape video, and what you think. I mean, whether this is something that is going to make you more likely to use IGTV. Is it a sign that IGTV is going in a positive direction for you? Or is this the sign that IGTV had a plan and it didn't really work, and now they're kind of giving in and just trying to be the second banana to YouTube rather than offering something different with vertical video and trying to go after the number one place for uploading online video? It's interesting. It's interesting to see. I am going to throw a link in the chat, and anybody who wants to come on and join me is welcome to do it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to throw it in the chat on Facebook, and I will add it on the other platforms as well. Feel free to use that. I will pin that to the pinned comment on Facebook. I'm not ignoring you on the other platforms. It's on the Livestream Universe Facebook page. Please do feel free to use that. Come into the studio, and I can bring you on, and we can get your thoughts on this. So that is happening on Facebook. I will throw that link into the chat on YouTube as well. Bear with me 1 second, everybody. So what we're trying to do is get some thoughts, get some reaction to IGTV, where it fits into your social activities on social media, how you use it, all that kind of stuff. So welcome to everybody watching on YouTube. I'm going to add that to the chat, and that link above is to join us live on camera and share your thoughts on IGTV. Okay, so we have that posted there. If you're on Periscope or if you're on Twitch, thank you so much for watching, but please do come over to Facebook or YouTube and use the link, and we would love for you to step up and join us and share your thoughts. Welcome everybody on all the different platforms. Coach Jenny is here on Facebook. Thanks for joining us, Coach Jenny. I have opened up the seats. If anybody wants to jump in and share their thoughts on IGTV, the big news, Instagram is adding landscape video for IGTV. I just saw this morning. Again, I was surprised that it wasn't all over the place. And perhaps that in and of itself speaks for where IGTV is in the scheme of things, right? Because if there was a big change on Facebook video or YouTube video, I would have seen that all over my news feed, even if I wasn't looking for it in the little time I spent on Facebook yesterday. And I didn't see anything about it until I saw Terry Johnson's email this morning, her daily email, and I thought that's pretty big news, but maybe it's not, because maybe not a lot of people are using it. Coach Jenny says that she's not used IGTV yet. Truth is, IGTV hasn't taken off, has it? That's not something I can easily measure. And I'm not sure, but my sense from the people that I talked to is there was excitement around it when it started. People made an effort, perhaps, to create content just for IGTV, or they shot, vertical in addition to landscape, or they had another camera, or they did a special kind of production to share their stuff on vertical on IGTV. And at some point, that dropped off for a lot of people, I think, and they just weren't getting the results, or in a repurposed platform that they didn't necessarily need to spend time. So my initial thought is that this is happening uh, because IGTV wasn't getting the results that they wanted. That it wasn't things weren't working for IGTV. And I don't know. Again, certainly for things like sports, for things like travel, and showing off a city block or a beautiful landscape, or doing a talk show where side by side is nicer than one person on the top and one person on the bottom. It is definitely, I think, vertical is the way to go in those areas. But I don't know if vertical is popular enough for people to create produced videos in vertical. I think people are use vertical in the moment, behind the scenes. A rant, a confession, a plea for help, capturing a moment, and not necessarily for produced videos that they're going to take the time to upload. And I think when people look at it that way, they're thinking more landscape. It's more traditional, professional. It's the way people expect to get the video. It looks nicer oftentimes when it's embedded on your website, and so that's where I think we are with um, IGTV. And anybody wants to join, feel free. There's a link on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can click that link. It'll bring you into the studio, and I can put you on. You can share your thoughts if that is something you would like to do. Would love to have you. Um, I think if nothing else, it makes it easier to repurpose for those of us that do landscape. And I don't know. I mean, does this mean that I'm gonna now add IGTV to where I repurpose, one of my interview shows or something like that? Perhaps, perhaps. Um, but certainly not before I would put it on YouTube or make a podcast out of it, or cut up clips and make a square video for the Instagram feed, or maybe share it on LinkedIn, share a short clip on LinkedIn or something like that. It's still not at the top of the top of the list of where I would go. I want to say a quick hello here. Henny Moore has joined us. Great to see you. David Burrows and Tina Vallant. Thanks so much. Coach Jenny says she agrees. I might repurpose there once you tell me that it's a valuable use of my time. Okay, so I will see. I will see. I will let you know once I've put something there or a few things there. Should I decide to do that? Should I find the time to do that? And if I think if it's worth it, I will definitely I will share either way and let people know what I think. So that's kind of the what's going on. I'm gonna take a quick look, use the old Google and see what's out there on this, because really it's been pretty quiet about this. Wow. Okay, so The Verge has an article. Instagram will now support landscape video on IGTV. The vertical video experiment is over, is how they put it. The date on that was yesterday. Instagram is no longer all in on vertical video. The company announced today that its long form video offshoot, IGTV, will now support landscape video. Up until now, the company only supported vertical video, which was a feature focus during its launch nearly a year ago. Instagram says the change comes because of creator feedback and because some viewers are finding landscape videos on IGTV already, but haven't been able to turn their phones to watch them in full screen. We realize this is an evolution from where IGTV started. We believe it's the right change for viewers and creators, the company says in a blog post. In many ways, opening IGTV to more than just vertical videos is similar to when we opened Instagram to more than just square photos in 2015. It enabled creativity to flourish and engagement to rise, and we believe the same will happen again with IGTV. So that's certainly the positive spin that they're putting on it. Let's see. The pull quote here is landscape video support could allow YouTube videos to be cross posted. Yeah, I mean, the strategy I think is to get some of the traffic now that would go to YouTube. That's what it sounds like because I think that's got to be the strategy. Is they're trying to get some of the traffic that's going to YouTube because the traffic that's going to IGTV that would be solely vertical isn't making it a competitor for YouTube. Having issues with the connection today. Not something that usually happens, but today there are some issues, and hopefully we will be back on in just a moment. Thank you, everybody who's been patient and sticking with us. Hey, William, thanks so much for joining us. Fixing connection issues here. Hopefully, hopefully this is coming back. If you don't mind, let me know if you are seeing and hearing me, if we are still live. But that is the spin that they're putting on it. IGTV has struggled to make waves in the cultural conversation, particularly compared to TikTok, which has spawned memes, discussion, and music hits. The Hollywood Reporter reported earlier this year that creators aren't interested in IGTV, and The Verge spent time in March with some creators who have worked alongside Instagram's talent management team to build out their IG content. The creators using the app seem to be pleased, but they also noted they haven't been able to monetize their content. Unlike YouTube, Instagram doesn't have ad placement services that pays creators, and brands haven't yet started paying creators to make long form Instagram content, those creators told The Verge. Okay. So hopefully we are back live, although things seem to be struggling a bit on StreamYard. All right. So hopefully this will get us back on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and Periscope. And if I forgot a platform, YouTube, I think I mentioned. Hopefully, I am back on Facebook, and just bear with me. If you see me again, please let me know. I think I am back. I am back, says Coach Jenny. Thank you. And I'm not seeing. See, I'm looking. I have several different connections going here, trying to make this work. So I think that was a huge paragraph. And if you missed it, this is from The Verge. It said IGTV has struggled to make waves in the cultural conversation, particularly compared to TikTok, which has spawned memes, discussion, and music hits. The Hollywood Reporter reported earlier this year that creators aren't interested in IGTV. And The Verge spent time in March with some creators who've worked alongside Instagram's talent management team to learn to build out their IGTV content. The creators who using the app seem to be pleased, but they also noted that they haven't been able to monetize their content yet. Unlike YouTube, Instagram doesn't have an ad placement service that pays creators, and brands haven't yet started paying creators to make long form IGTV content. And that is what they told The Verge, the creators who were active on IGTV. So it's not making a dent in the culture. It's not able to be monetized. Creators are more interested in either creating for YouTube or I guess if they're doing vertical videos, they're looking at TikTok, particularly the younger generation, and the lack of the ability to monetize on IGTV, and the fact that brands aren't paying influencers to create content for IGTV. All of those things are factoring into why IGTV didn't become, or wasn't on its way to becoming, at least in the eyes of some people, wasn't on its way to becoming a threat to YouTube, where vertical video would take off and creators would be making their content vertically first, prioritizing vertical over landscape, and going to IGTV before they thought about YouTube. And eventually, vertical and IGTV would become the dominant platform. That was, something that some people predicted and thought would happen at the time. uh and it doesn't seem to be happening. So now they've added landscape video, and I think they're getting into the repurposing business now. You're not so much creating content for IGTV, so let's get let's hope that we'll get some of the traffic that goes to YouTube. If you're uploading a video to YouTube, perhaps you'll also upload it to IGTV. If you're repurposing a live stream on YouTube, perhaps you'll also choose to repurpose it on IGTV. And I think people look at their numbers and they'll see if they're getting any traction there. And if not, I don't think they're just going to use it as another place to spend time uploading and doing a description and, all that kind of stuff. I just think that there's only so many places you can go. And like I said earlier, I would prioritize doing a Square video and, taking a 1-minute clip from a longer form video, making a Square version and putting that on Instagram in my feed, on my profile. I would certainly prioritize that before I would prioritize repurposing a landscape video onto IGTV, or even doing a vertical video for IGTV. William Slace has joined us. Looking forward to seeing you, William, when I am in Lima in a few weeks, next month, middle of next month. Social Media Week Lima is coming up. Can't wait to be there. Yeah, I mean, William's absolutely right. There's only so much time that we have, and the number of social platforms, the number of places to put content, the number of places to share content to draw people from, to come to other places where you have content. I mean, it can get crazy, and you have to narrow it down. I think to those places that are your primary places of content where you deliver, and then those that perhaps you can draw from to come look at your content, your primary content on that platform, or you can repurpose content too. And if you're making a podcast out of a live stream and you're uploading clips or segments to to YouTube, and you're making a square video for Instagram, and maybe you're putting something into stories, or you're uploading some clips to LinkedIn video or YouTube, or Twitter. I mean, at some point, where does IGTV hasn't come up yet in the list of priorities? And then there comes photos. You may do graphic quotes from a live stream. I still haven't gotten to where I'm going to put it on IGTV, and I think it still has potential. And I think one of the reasons why people might want to try and experiment with landscape video there is because I think that the big boys are still prioritizing YouTube, and maybe there's some traction to be had for people with smaller YouTube channels to look at IGTV and say, all right, if I'm just going to be taking the same video that I'm uploading to YouTube, and all I have to do is take the same video and notes and upload it to IGTV, maybe that's worth the extra few minutes or half hour or 20 minutes, whatever it takes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Maybe it's worth it, because maybe I'm not competing with all the big channels, all the established channels. It is more of a level playing field on IGTV, where your content can compete on its own versus people who have huge YouTube channels who have a decided edge, even if they put up content that's mediocre or not so good, because of the number of subscribers they have and the number of people who support them and share their stuff and are going to look at anything that they put up. So it keeps them high up in the algorithm and high up in suggested videos and so forth. But if they put a video on IGTV, unless they have a huge following on Instagram and IGTV, and there's a chance if they have a big YouTube channel, they do, but not all big YouTubers are any different on Instagram than most other people. So your content does have a chance to compete there. So that's the positive side of being able to put the landscape video there. I'm just going to look at this last. This is a good article in The Verge. I'm going to throw this in the chat on Facebook. Welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. Larry Snow has joined us. Appreciate everybody stopping by. You see the pinned comment. If you'd like to jump in and share your thoughts, feel free. Come into the studio, and I can bring you into the live show, and you can share your thoughts on IGTV, vertical video versus landscape video, and everything else that we're talking about. Just getting back to this article in The Verge, and I threw a link in the Facebook chat. Part of the struggle to publish on IGTV was the vertical video optimization. For creators who publish primarily on YouTube, moving to IGTV means creating a separate cut of their content or filming it in a different way to make the video display properly. That's extra work for little return. View counts were fewer than creators wanted to see, but they told The Verge that when Instagram allowed them to start sharing their IGTV videos to their feed earlier this year, the viewership numbers increased. Although Instagram is giving up an integral part of the IGTV brand by sacrificing the vertical video, it might encourage creators to cross-post their content across various platforms, if nothing else, and thereby boost IGTV's offerings. So that's from The Verge. Let's see what else is out there in news on this. New York Magazine says, this is the article I was referencing earlier for people just joining. I had seen it briefly before I went live, and I have it here on my computer. IGTV is just YouTube now. And again, IGTV wishes it were YouTube. It may be offering nothing more than YouTube now, or it may not be unique from YouTube in what it's offering by focusing when it was focusing on vertical. But it certainly isn't YouTube in what YouTube is, in terms of the volume of content being posted and the number of users and cultural impact and all that. But let me take a look at what it says here. This could be interesting. So this is from New York Magazine, and I'm just looking at things based on where they kind of popped up in the search. When IGTV launched a year ago, Instagram made sure to hammer home that this was going to be a hub for vertical videos and only vertical videos. That was going to differentiate IGTV from, say, any other long-form video platform in existence. It launched with a handful of big-name creators, hoping if they created IGTV content, their loyal followers would adopt the new app. It didn't work. Yep. Now it goes into this. The launch event was chaos in the New York office. We were served foie gras while we sat and waited for several hours for the company to get a glitchy live stream to work. So it's hard not to feel like IGTV was cursed from the start. This week, Instagram announced it now supports landscape video, meaning if you turn your phone sideways, you'll be able to watch full screen videos in IGTV. We realize this. Okay, it's the same quote about being an evolution and could spur more creativity, just like when they went from only supporting square photos to supporting other types of photos. Part of the problem in IGTV's first year was that nobody was really uploading videos to the platform. Okay, so that's lack of traction is obviously why they did this. 5 months after launch, I checked back in on some of the creators the platform had featured at its launch. And it mentions some of them had never posted or didn't post any longer. It didn't bode well. But the larger problem was that people weren't posting. It wasn't that people weren't posting. It's that when they were posting, it was easier to just crib content from horizontally shot YouTube videos and cross-post it to IGTV rather than shoot all new content for a platform without an audience. With today's change, Instagram is only encouraging that further. Influencers and creators were already robbing Peter to pay Paul when it came to IGTV content. Now that stolen or repurposed content will just look better on the app because viewers won't have to watch the videos the size of a postage stamp. Aping other platforms is something Instagram is historically good at, great at even. A year after it copied Snapchat's stories feature, Instagram had beaten Snap at its own game and made stories ubiquitous. Users were spending more time each day just in Instagram stories than in the entire Snapchat app, which is to say, yes, IGTV is in many ways YouTube now, but also that it's possible this will end up being a win for Instagram. YouTubers cross-posting videos to IGTV means more traffic to IGTV, something it appears to desperately need. More traffic means more potential for revenue that doesn't care if the video is being generated from was originally intended for a different platform. So they're trying to monetize basically repurposed content that was created for Instagram and was created for YouTube and now repurposed to Instagram, to IGTV. And so I think it certainly is a pivot for Instagram, and it certainly isn't something that came out of the original plan working or having success or the app catching on. But it may be worth it. It may be worth it to try it and try cross posting and not cross post. They use the term cross posting. To me, cross posting is what Facebook offers when you share a live video or a recorded video to multiple places, and there's a integration with doing that. But taking and repurposing a video that you created for YouTube or another platform that's in landscape, taking a few minutes to put it up to IGTV a few times and seeing how that goes, it can't be a bad thing. And take a chance and see if you get any traction. But certainly spending a lot of time creating vertical videos for IGTV you'd have to have a lot of time, or you'd have to have a huge audience on Instagram that's also consuming your content on IGTV, I think, to make that worthwhile. So thanks everybody for joining. Hope this has been helpful to get a look. I was surprised that this wasn't a bigger story, that it wasn't all over the place. It wasn't all over my news feed. And had I not gotten an email this morning that mentioned it, I don't know if I would have missed it altogether. But I wanted to mention it and see what people thought and share my thoughts on it. And it's certainly for people who are in the social video space. IGTV is on the landscape. It's not making a huge impact yet, but it is adding landscape video. It is on our landscape, and we should probably pay attention to the changes there and see if it is worth or not integrating IGTV, at least into our repurposing strategy, if not into a strategy for creating specific content for that platform. So thanks to everybody for joining us across the different social platforms. Thanks to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Twitch and Periscope and YouTube. And have a great day, everybody. Take care.